coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups.
All right, Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Shaffer, best-selling author, researcher, the guy that ran the anti-Al-Qaeda bin Laden unit that was ordered to stand down, major whistleblower. He's on with us, still works for the Army War College and other intelligence groups at the highest level. He's kind of graduated on from the Army now into other secret operations. And we got 4 minutes left with him. I want to ask you two things. What more we know about Benghazi, because everything you said right after it happened here turned out to be accurate. It's now all admitted. And what do we know is in the 28 censored pages of the 9/11 report? People that have seen it said it would bring down the whole system.
Well, two things. The big thing focus now, Alex, is who turned off the response that night of Benghazi. We know it was turned off, and just so you know how the military works, once a credible act of terror is reported, all commands start, basically to use a Civil War term, right towards the fire. Someone shut it all down, and that's what we're trying to get to now. So that's going to be the focus of a number of folks, to include myself. Someone said no to rescuing those people. We want to know who.
There was an order to stand down. There is a cover-up. What did the president know? When did he know it?
That's it. That's what the focus is. As to the 28 pages, I've met with and talked to multiple members of Congress who read it. They are convinced the American people needs to see it. It has to do with information which is not convenient to the White House, either White House, the Clinton White House, or the Bush White House, and it has to do with an ally, but essentially looked the other way and allowed a lot of support for the terrorists who conducted the attack. And so that's what's in there. It's something that I think it's
all right, without
really
getting you in trouble.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, but just to be clear, because this is what I've been told, that there was a cover-up, that Saudi Arabia was involved, and basically that's why there was a stand-down, because they didn't want to embarrass the Saudis, and that's why 6 of the 10 commissioners want it released. Is that right?
I can't confirm everything you just said, but I can confirm the Saudi is the name of the country which is being implicated, yes. And
do you think it's going to be released?
I'm working with a number of members of Congress and doing everything I can to help behind the scenes. I hope that they do. I know there's a coalition right now trying to get it released, Alex. I hope they get it released.
That's right. You're working with Walter Jones of North Carolina and Stephen Lynch of Massachusetts.
That's correct, yes.
Well, you guys don't need to fly on any small planes, I'll tell you that.
That's true.
You have a lot of courage. Let me just, in the minute and a half we have left, because, I mean, you really are, like you said, in Congress, was a rock star when it came to secret operations. How have you survived? I know you've been chewed out coming on this show and other things. I mean, is it because there's good people, white hats inside the system that are protecting you?
Look, I don't, just so your audience understand, I don't make a lot of money. I still struggle like everybody does. This is not like a glamorous business. People may think it's not. It's not. And I've had sufficient number of folks, Alex, who appreciate the fact I'm telling the truth as best I can to get people, you know, I think the American people are owed the correct and truthful answer. And one of my guiding principles, for better or for worse, is I don't believe there's an expiration date on my oath of office. So what I said when I first put the uniform on, to me, it still applies to even me as a retired civilian. So I'd like to believe that that's what, you know, drives me. It's tough to get up. This morning was tough to get up to face some of this stuff, Alex. But you know, as best I can, I'm going to try to do what I continue to do what I think is best. So.
Now, you told me something off air that I know I can't get into, but you were just saying it's a very interesting environment right now on Capitol Hill.
Right. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. A lot of what is going to happen next is going to depend on who gets the Senate. So, there's a lot riding on, the fact that I think a lot of people recognize, Alex, that this National Security Council, this president, have some real problems when it comes to national security. And I don't think they're going to be resolved unless Congress can get its own act together to help focus our national security.
And the answer isn't giving $500 million to the other rebels. Is the answer what Rand Paul says, bombing them in Iraq and Syria, working with Assad, actually getting rid of them, and not starting an even bigger war if we don't?
That's the right course of action. Plus, we're putting forward the idea of organizing an Arab NATO around Egypt and Libya, and Libya, and Egypt and Jordan to help actually be the boots on the ground when we need them. And trust me, Alex, the Egyptian military are very professional.
All right. Well, Colonel Shaffer, thank you so much for the time, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right. Powerful interview there. A lot of news-making intel there, I'll assure you. just confirming what's in that 28 pages. I've confirmed it with others as well. But I got to get my reporters busy on that, I'll tell you.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio.
Each and every day. Let us